Modified Cottel's test is used for the assessment of, the answer is nasal valve collapse. Patients who present with nasal obstruction and who have no obvious nasal deviation, who have no allergic features, but they continue to have nasal obstruction and are disturbed by it, the doctor does a modified Cottel's test in which this is open, this is stretched laterally and upward. In this way, the nasal valve gets opened, and if the patient gets relief in obstruction, that means he had a nasal valve collapse. Nasal valves are of two types, external nasal valve and internal nasal valve. External nasal valve is formed by the lower lateral cartilage, lower end of the lower lateral cartilage, the nasal floor and the outer part, the columella. The internal nasal valve, which is actually tested in Cottel's test, is formed by the anterior end of the inferior turbinate. It is formed by the septum medially, and superiorly it is formed by the lower part of the upper lateral cartilage. So, these are the boundaries of the internal nasal valve. Target sign is seen in, the answer is traumatic CSF rhinorrhea. What is a target sign or a halo sign? When the patient bends and there is blood and around its periphery a halo type of a thing forms, it is called as halo sign, and it is because of CSF rhinorrhea. The clear ring is because of CSF and this target is because of blood. So, it is halo sign or target sign. Other signs and symptoms that are commonly seen in CSF rhinorrhea is the double ring sign, as we have already seen, the target sign, the reservoir sign, in which the patient typically presents as when you wait for a certain period of time and then when you bend forward, and it is called as the teapot sign also. When you bend forward, then CSF fluid starts dripping, but it drips after a time, so as if it was filled in a reservoir and then it came forward. Handkerchief test, when you put CSF over a hanky, to differentiate between a normal nasal mucus and CSF, if you collect it in a hanky, in a normal nasal mucus, it tends to stiffen, but in CSF rhinorrhea, it will not stiffen. CSF fluid cannot be sniffed back, but a normal nasal mucus can be sniffed back. When you compare the glucose content of mucus and CSF, you also have to do these blood sugars of that patient, because the glucose in that patient will be more than 30 in the CSF. The most pathognomic or diagnostic test is beta-2 transferrin. It is, if it is present, then it is indicative of CSF fluid, and there is no confusion between nasal mucus and CSF fluid.